For the Jacksonville Jaguars, the 2025 offseason was anything but quiet. It was a period of changes, bold moves and renewed hope, all stemming from disappointing conclusion to the 2024 campaign. From a complete overhaul of the coaching staff and the front office to a blockbuster NFL draft, the Jaguars have emerged vastly a different team as they head into the new season. This is the story of the transformative offseason from the final whistle of 2024 to the last snap of the 2025 preseason. What's going on, everyone? This is Jag Central and I hope you're all doing well. Just a quick video from me today recapping the Jacksonville Jaguars 2025 offseason. Let's go and let's get straight into it. The Jacksonville Jaguars offseason officially started after Week 18 loss to the Indianapolis Colts. That loss capped off a frustrating season, leaving the team with a disappointing record, but securing them the number 5 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Immediately after the season was over, the speculation was already running wild. Heads were expected to roll, with many of us looking at head coach Doug Peterson's job and GM Trent Baalke being on the hot seat. Usually, when a head coach is going to be fired, it happens within 24 to 48 hours, and this was right on schedule. Doug Peterson was fired within 48 hours of the season ending. But here's where the story gets interesting. Surprisingly, Trent Baalke was still the GM, and it also seemed like he was going to survive and he would be the one leading the search for the next head coach. The team's top target was supposedly Ben Johnson, but he took the head coaching job with the Chicago Bears. That left a few other candidates like Liam Coen, who at the time was the OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Coen interviewed with the Jags, but then publicly just decided just to pull himself out of the running, and he agreed to a new multi-year contract to stay with the Buccaneers that would have made him the highest paid coordinator in the NFL. It seemed like the Jags had missed out, and this is where the saga truly started. Reports began to surface that the reason Coen backed out was his unwillingness to work with Trent Baalke as a GM. Seeing that he was about to lose all of his top coaching options, Jags owner Shad Khan made a stunning move and he fired Trent Baalke. As soon as that news broke out, everything changed. Coen began ghosting the Bucs organization who were trying to reach him to sign his new contract. Instead of showing up in Tampa, he secretly travelled back to Jacksonville to meet with Shad Khan. The Buccaneers were reportedly upset and confused because they couldn't get hold of their OC. This time, the deal got done. After all the drama, Liam Coen was hired as the new head coach as the Jacksonville Jaguars. The contract was a 5-year deal worth around $12 million per year, a massive opportunity for him to be a head coach and also a big payday he couldn't refuse. With now Coen in place, the Jags hired James Gladstone as their new general manager, and this is a huge part of the story, and this is where the story gets even more interesting. Gladstone comes from the LA Rams, where he was the director of college scouting. He had a huge input in their drafts, where he was instrumental in building their recent success. We're talking about drafts that landed them Offensive Rookie of the Year, Puka Nacua, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse, and the hope is that he brings the same eye for talent to Jacksonville. The new leadership of Coen and Gladstone immediately showed a different approach to free agency. This wasn't about making big, flashy splash like we've seen in the past with huge contracts that didn't always pan out. This was a targeted attack on needs and depth. The strategy was clear. Raise the floor of the entire roster. They went out and filled specific holes to bolster the protection for Trevor Lawrence. They signed 2 linemen in Patrick McCarry and centre Robert Hainsey. These just aren't bodies. They bring physical brawling mentality to the trenches. They also added speed and new dimension to the passing game with wide receiver De'Ami Brown. On the defensive side, they addressed a weak secondary by bringing in guys like veteran nickel corner Jordan Lewis and safety Eric Murray. The plan was to build a tougher, deeper team from the ground up, not just to buy a few superstars, which I really, really enjoyed. When we got to the NFL draft, all eyes were on Gladstone's first draft with the Jaguars, and they did not disappoint in providing drama. In a stunning move, the Jacksonville Jaguars traded up to number 2 overall pick to select the electrifying 2-way star from Colorado, Travis Hunter. The decision to invest such a high pick in a player who excels at both wide receiver and cornerback was a topic of intense debate, but it showed this new regime is not afraid to be bold. I even made a video on this, so I'm just going to post it just here so you guys can go watch that later. But beyond the headline-grabbing first round, The Jaguars draft class included a number of intriguing prospects aimed at addressing specific needs. Gladstone and his team went to work, adding depth and competition all over the field. They targeted the secondary with cornerback Caleb Runsaw from Tulane, safety Ryan Lane from Navy, and in the trenches they brought in three offensive linemen. On the running back side, they brought in Bashal Tatum from Virginia Tech and LeQuinton Jr. from Syracuse. They brought in some linebackers as well, but this draft was just focused on building a complete roster and not just finding one star. Of course, if you can find a star, amazing, but it's all about building a complete roster as well. As the Jacksonville Jaguars transition from this wild offseason to the regular season, the feeling in Jacksonville is optimism. The sweeping changes have brought renewed energy. The 2025 offseason will definitely be remembered as a pivotal moment, a time when the Jacksonville Jaguars hit the reset button in a big way, with the ultimate goal of building a consistent winner in Duval County. But thank you guys for watching. If you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like button. Don't forget to comment and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Go Jags.